ningún apuro. Despacito, respira tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito. Hey, developers, ROS developers, we are here again, another day for a new ROS live class. And yes, so as you have probably noticed, I have changed the name of this show, and I have changed it from the ROS live show to the ROS live class. What does it mean? It means that on the previous session that we have 2 weeks ago, so we had a session related to how to use OpenAI with ROS, and we actually did a live class where I was explaining how to use OpenAI with ROS live. And at the same time, all of you that you were participating there, so you were doing the same exercises at the same time. And actually, that was quite a success. So people like it a lot. And then I think that it could be a good idea if we change the live classes, the live shows into live classes. So from now on, what we are going to do on all of those live transmissions is to show how to do something with ROS, and you, the audience, you are going to do the same things with me. So I'm going to explain you how to do it online. You are going to follow all the steps. I'm going to share with you the packages online, and we can just learn a lot, make some questions there, and keep learning about ROS. So what do you think? I hope that you like it. So give me your opinion there, and in the chat that we have here, and let's start, because today we have a lot to do. So what are we going to do today? We are going to learn how to do face recognition with ROS. And this is a question that has been posted by, let me see here on my notes. It's a question by, sorry, I'm looking for this, for the name. Yes, from Peter from the Slovak Republic, at our ROS questions and answers page that you can find beneath this video, the link to there. So he asked, hey, how can I use ROS to recognize faces? So that's exactly what we are going to show today, and we are going to learn how to do it. So the first thing that you need to do is to have an account at the ROS Development Studio. That's the address of the software that we are going to use for developing with ROS online. So you don't have to install anything. Everything is provided there in a web browser. So please, I'm going to write here on the chat the RDS address. So you go there and create a free account. And then here it is. So if you go there and you create an account, in case that you have it, that would be great if you already have it. And then I'm going to share with you the packages, the software that we are going to use already. Okay, so let me know on the chat when you are ready for starting with the RDS, with the ROS Development Studio, and let's continue. So in the meantime that you are creating this, I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you my screen. So for that, I have to go here and share my screen. That is here. Is this one? Yes. So this one. So there, you can see the package that we are going to use from ROS is the face recognition package that I don't know if it's going to be continued or not after Indigo. At present, it says, the documentation says that it only works for Indigo, but I don't know. So we'll see. In our case, we are going to use it with Indigo, of course, in the ROS Development Studio. And I don't know if it's not working anymore for other distributions. But the thing is that for Indigo is working quite well. So we are going to use it. And then the thing that we are going to do is, please let me know if you already have the RDS account made. And then once you have it, you have to visit this page, the rds.theconstruct-sim. Then you will reach this screen. Maybe you reach the screen of the public because you don't have any private projects. So you will reach a page like this one, or once you have logged in, you have this one, my project, in case that you have some private projects. As you can see, I have many projects here. And the one that we are going to work with is this one, ROS Live-Class number 8. So what I'm going to do is to share this project with all of you that are there on the live chat. So for that, I'm going to press here and put here your addresses. So for that, I need your addresses, so the username that you have used to log in into the RDS. So please write down on the chat. So here, I'm going to stop this. So if you are ready, so I see that some of the people in the chat is saying, I'm ready, great. Please share with me your email. So I'm going to share with you all the software that is required for this practice that we are going to do right now. So here we have some of them that are popping up, and here I'm going to copy and paste here. So you're going to see after I'm going to share, okay? So in the meantime, I'm putting these guys here. Okay. So I'm putting, for instance, Ankurk, Epson Warkor, Halil already, Direct. Let me see, Leo. Let me see that I have copied. Yes, Batia. Yes, Direct. Yes, Halil. Sorry, I missed that one. So what I'm doing now is to copy. I'm going to show you. Okay, let me show you how I'm doing this, so you can see, because it's quite simple. So if I share my screen, so you see here that I have all the addresses of the people, and then what I'm doing is to copy them. Wilson, so yeah, I'm putting here on the place inside the RDS for sharing the files. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so copy and paste here. Great. So I'm going to share the files with you here. So by pressing here, my project will be shared with all these people, these files. And it looks like there is a Ahmed that is not an user yet, or De Martinelli and Leo Corp. So these are correct, those ones here. And those two, De Martinelli and Ahmed, they don't exist. So anything that you have to say about that, say on the chat. And what I'm going to do is to remove this to here, put it here. So let me see on the, so there is another one, Cesar, that is saying, please send that to me. So yes, I'm going to send it. And for the ones that have Martinelli, it's Dilson Martinelli, it's not working, and Ahmed is not working neither. So you don't have to write your emails there. You have to write the email that you used for the RDS, of course. So I'm sharing with you, Cesar. So here it is, and files shared correctly. Okay, so you have it. Then for the rest, I'm sorry, we must keep forward. So that's the way we share the project. So now, all of you that have the projects, you have to go to this one here, to this page, and then you have to have this project that says ROS Live-Class number 8. Then press Open Project. I'm going to share the final one with Gadi that just arrived in the nick of time, so he can also have it. Here, share with Gadi. And that it, Gadi, you also have it. And let's go then, go to this page and then press Open Project. Then it depends on how many people are you there, Maybe it won't be so fast as me because you are using the free accounts. I'm using the development one, so maybe there is a delay, but in my case, it was quite fast. So I'm going to move step by step, okay? Explaining so you have the chance to catch me on this. There is a question about Ahmed that says, I read 20 instance data and applied to main filter method, but I could not get enough precise result. Okay, so I don't know what you are talking about, Ahmed. Yeah, so we'll talk about that at the end, okay, Ahmed? So let's keep moving. Then, what do we have to do? So we have to do the following. Let me see the steps that we have to follow. First of all, we are going to use this package, as I mentioned here, the face recognition. And here it explains everything, how it works. You have the link to this documentation beneath the video. And the first thing that we are going to do is to install it inside our project, okay? So we go to the RDS and you open here on the tools, you open the IDE. The IDE is the environment for programming that we have integrated here. You can see here that we have 3 workspaces: Karkin workspace, notebook workspace, and simulation workspace. In this case, what I have shared with you is contained here inside the Karkin workspace. That is the place where we put the code that we are developing for ROS. Okay, so here, Karkin workspace, we have the build and develop, and of course, the source. I have created a package that is called Spawn People. That's the one that you should have when you open the project, okay? And here, there is a launch and a source file. So that's only this. Yes, today is very simple. In case that we have done some simulations, specific simulations for our specific project, then we should put it here inside the simulation workspace and source. But here we don't have anything today. And in case that we create notebooks for teaching how to do some things in ROS or robotics, we should have put it here. But we don't have neither in this case, in this project. Okay, so what do we have is this at present, only this package, Spawn People. We'll see in a minute what is this about. Yes, and Kurbatia says it's taking time to open the project. Yes, it's right. It's because you are on the free instance and the free account, and when many people tries to access at the same time with a free account, then it gets stuck something. So the thing is that we are going to improve this in the next week, so you will have not to wait. Yeah, please be patient, okay? So you are going to follow. I'm going quite slow, so don't worry very much. The thing that I'm going to do now is to go here and see the installation, about the installation. It says, the installation here, it says, well, just go to the Karkin workspace and clone. Let's clone this, okay? So for that, how do we do this? Then here we do is to go to tools, and then we open a shell, like if we were on the computer. Let me put the shell here, for example, here. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is to go to the Karkin workspace, source. And then I'm going to do the git clone that I have here. Okay, so if you don't know where to get this, please visit this address. This address is written beneath the video. You can find this address beneath the video, so you can go there directly. Then you can get the clone sentence that I'm copying and pasting here. Remember, on the Karkin workspace /source. And sorry, I have copied something wrong. Yes. So it's here. Yeah, let me select. Yeah, because I selected the other thing on the bar. So let's put it there. Yes, there it goes. And okay, so we have cloned it, and then we have to compile it. So very simple. Let's go one directory down and then do the Karkin make. So in the meantime, how are you going, people there? It's already open for you? Tell me something on the chat. Tell me if you are following. So here we are compiling the face recognition packages of ROS that we have downloaded. And it's about to be compiled. Sorry, I don't understand that language that you are speaking there. It has to be in English. Or somebody else, if understands, can answer. Ahmed. And here we have preparing project files now. Okay, yes. Okay, so I promise that for the next live class, this is not going to happen. So we are going to have the fast launch for all the attendants to the live class. Okay, so sorry for that delay. This is the first time that we are doing as a live class specific, except for the previous one on OpenAI, but that was a kind of experiment. So next time we will be better for sure. And so, well, we have compiled here. And then next thing is that we have the face recognition packages here, as you can see. They download as a procop functional directory. But actually, it's very strange this how the creators have done it, because if you go to the package XML, it is called face recognition. And let me make it this bigger so you can see, and also the font. It's called, the package is called face recognition. Okay, so don't pay attention to the name of the directory. Doesn't mean that this is the name of the package. Okay, so you do a ROS CD face recognition, it will bring you to this directory. Okay, Darius, please, I'm sorry that you are still initializing. I'm sorry. So please be patient. And then afterwards, when all of you are already running, then I will do a summary, a quick summary, so you can catch up. Okay. So for this, so we have downloaded the face recognition packages. We have compiled it. It's running here. Then let's use a simulation for that. Then here in RDS, you can launch your own simulation if you put it here in this directory. But today we are not going to use our own simulation because we don't need it for this example. Let's use a simulation that is already provided by the ROS Development Studio. And for that, we come here, simulations, and then select one of the simulations that we have here. We have many, BB-8, autonomous vehicles, Ivo Robot, Haro, well, many. Industrial from different companies and real one. So like all of them are real robots. I mean, but those, some are more industrials or others are more, for example. Okay, so here we are going to use here for today the fetch robot. So you come here, simulations, and select the fetch. And the fetch robot is going to start. Here I see a question here that says, this class will be available later? Gustavo is asking, and then the answer is yes. So this video is going to be later. But the problem of going later is that you will not have access to the code that I am sharing now. And also you cannot make questions because there will be nobody, just the video. So, but of course you can review, you can, if you don't have time now, you can come later and you will have the whole content here. Great. So here it is. Here it is, the fetch simulation, okay? So with some logs, let me hide the logs and put the simulation of the fetch robot here. Great, we have it. And now I see here that Ankur is saying on the chat that he is ready with the project. And let's do a little brief. So what about the others? Can you tell me something? Can you tell me what is the state that you are now? Is everybody open? Tell me something. Otherwise, I will go with Ankur. I'm drinking some water in the meantime. Okay, no update of your situation. Okay, so I'm going to do a little briefing. So what did we do until reach this point of this screen? What we did is first we came here to the tools. Okay, so the rest of the people is saying that they are okay, that they are okay is working. So let's do the briefing. Then first we open the tools, the IDE, this window opened, and then we could see that we have this spawn model, spawn people package, okay? The next thing is that we open a terminal shell, this terminal open, and then we went to the Catkin workspace source here, and then here we cloned the Git of the face recognition package that can be found here. So this is the Git sentence that you have to do. And how do you get this sentence? By going to this page. And where is this page? The link is beneath the video. Okay, so you do a Git clone here. I did a Git clone, and then I got my crop functional directory. And then I went back to steps and compile with catkin make. Okay, so we had catkin make done, and because everything built perfect, it built the client and the server for the face recognition. So that's correct. And then the next thing is that we need a simulation to test this. Okay, so and we are going to use the fetch robot for this as a simulation. Then as a simulation, in the meantime that this is compiling or cloning or whatever, you can open the simulation. You can do everything at the same time. It's multitask. So you don't have to wait. Then you open here simulation and select the fetch one. Okay, select the fetch simulation and this will appear. Now, you have the fetch simulation here. And what are we going to do? So we need to do something specific for the fetch because the fetch is very low. So, well, before we do this, let's spawn the people. So let's add some people that fetch will try to recognize. First, it will have to learn, and second, it will try to recognize. So for that is where we are going to use our spawn people script, that is this one, spawn launch. Okay, so let's go to the shell and do a ROS launch, spawn people, and then launch the spawn launch. This is the launch that I have provided. Okay, so you can open it and it's very simple, just to spawn some people there on the simulation. Then you are going to see if I execute this script, then the people will appear on the simulation. So it's loading, and then at some point in time, it's going to spawn. It's inserting the people now. And we have to see them in a few. Yeah, here it is. First one, second, and third. Okay, great. So we have the three people here. Okay, this one is a little bit balancing, but it will stabilize at some point in time. Great. Then what happens here? So we have the robot, we have the people that we want to learn and recognize, and we have to do a small thing that is to make the robot move up, because otherwise the robot is too low to see at the faces of the people. So let's execute another script that I have included into the spawn people package that is called lift torso. So I'm going to lift the torso of the robot so it will move up. How do I do this? Well, this is a Python script that is included into a ROS package, so very easy. ROS run, as you probably know, name of the package that contains spawn people, and name of the script that is lift torso. So have a look here that if I execute this script, then the torso will start moving up, as you can see. Okay, this is a beautiful simulation made by the Fetch company, and it's very well done. So we can experience this torso movement and also this part that has been simulated very nicely. Okay, so here we have the robot. And now, well, the robot is not facing the people. So I'm going to press this rotation icon and rotate it. Okay, wait. I have to put it a little bit up because otherwise it gets confused. So I'm going to move it on this direction. Okay. So how did I do? By pressing the rotation and then pressing the blue one to rotate in this sense. The other ones are for rotating in other senses. Okay. So once I finish, press view mode, and that's it. So here we have the robot facing the people. Yeah. Okay. So we can do this bigger at any point in time. Okay. I'm not doing bigger because I don't want to occupy the whole screen with this, but it's okay. Okay, so now what I would do is that, well, I would like to see what the robot is seeing. So what is this actually the robot seeing? So for that, I'm going to launch the image viewer. And for this, the command is very simple. So we are going to launch an image viewer that will show us what the robot is actually watching, so we can see how this robot is perceiving the people there. Okay, so because there is a camera, we can run a specific application that is provided by ROS, that is the image viewer, and it's executed with a ROS run image view, image view, image view, image view. And then we have to provide the topic image. The topic is the topic that provides the images. And in this case, it's the head camera RGB image row. How do I know this? Okay, so how do I know? Because, well, because I have prepared this session, of course, but if you want to know, you can open another shell, for example, and then do, before we launch it, you can do a ROS topic list, and then you will see all the different topics that are, and in the specific case for the head camera, here, image RGB image row. So here it is. That is the one. Okay. So anyway, so let's launch this image view, and when I launch it, well, this is a typical error of OpenCV. It's a library inside OpenCV, so don't worry about that. It's not an error. And it has launched. So how can I see the application, the image view? Well, because it's an graphical application, we need to go here to the tools and open the graphical tools window. And then inside this, we'll see that application open. Here it is. Okay, so we have it here. Let me put it bigger, that it occupies the whole scene. And that's what exactly the robot is seeing. As you can see, it's those two guys, and it's what the robot is there. So I can move. Let me just put this. Sorry. Let me see, graphical here. Okay. And let me put it here. And yeah, so if I move the robot, you will see. If I move the robot, so I'm going to rotate it. Press there and rotate. And in order to update the position of the robot, you have to press this icon, okay? The icon that says view mode. Until you don't press here, the rotation of the robot is not taken into account, okay? So this is very important because you will move the robot and you'll see no changes here in the images or in your programs. It's because that change, it has not been transmitted to the system. This is the way Gazebo works, okay? So just press here, and then once I have pressed, now this image has changed, of course, because now he's looking to the girl and to the guy. Okay, so far so good. So we have the robot there running, the people, and a way of seeing what the robot is watching at. So now let's start the training of this. For that, we need to launch the face recognition server. But the problem with the face recognition server is that it needs to be remapped into the topic that receives the images. If you go to the documentation here, it says, hey, here, subscribe topic, camera image, okay, raw. But this is not the camera that we have here. We have another one that is the head camera RGB image raw. So we have to remap it when we launch it. Then in order to do that, there are many ways of doing it. Okay, so in order to make it more interesting, let's create a launch file. So in here, in the crop function, I'm going to create first a new folder that I'm going to call launch, of course. And then inside the launch, I'm going to create a new file that I'm going to create start f server dot launch. Okay, so I'm going to open this one, and what I'm going to put is the following code. First, launch, of course, and then inside the launch, I'm going to select that this is an XML, so I will get better representation. And if I do like this, yeah, so it's easier. And then inside, I'm going to put the node that I want to launch. I want to launch the node that with a name that it's called face recognition. Face recognition. Okay. Then this inside here, I'm going to say, hey, which package do you want to launch? The face recognition package. Okay. And which type of program from that package? Then it's called the F server. Okay, the F server, if you go to the documentation, is the one that needs to be launched. It's this one, you see, is the F server from the face recognition. And we are going to launch it like this, but we are going to provide a remap of the camera topic. And for this here, I'm going to provide a remap from the topic that is called, the one that is expecting is the camera image raw. So this is the one that this F server is expecting. And then I'm going to remap to the one that is actually provided by the robot. That is the head camera RGB image raw. Okay, so and then I close this tag, and then it's done. So I have my launch file for launching the face recognition server in order to use the camera that the robot is doing. And so let's launch it. Then we have here a shell that is free. I'm going to make it smaller. And now I'm going to put it here. Close this to have more space. And let's launch it. Let's launch. Is face server, face recognition, sorry. And then the launch file that is a start F server launch. So I launch it, and then it goes. There it goes. Great. So we have now the face server. Now what we are going to, this is the face server, is the one that provides everything, the whole functionality of this package. Is the face recognition has to provide functionality for training and for recognition. So this face server is the one that provides everything. So now if you look at the documentation, you can connect to the different topics and action servers that it contains in order to make the face server do whatever you want from your programs. But here today, we are going to use a face recognition client that is already also provided that will allow us to do the training very easily and the recognition also very easily. Okay, so let's launch this face recognition client. Let me put it here smaller. So we have everything on site. And this, I think that we don't need it anymore for now. So I'm going to close it. But what I need is another shell. So I'm going to open another shell. And here I'm going to launch. I'm going to launch the client, okay? And in order to launch the client, I have to specify the following command. ROS run, first, the face recognition package, and then the name of the executable for the face recognition client, that is called F client. F client. So F client and F server were compiled during the compilation of the package. Okay, so here we have, and there it is, it's running, even if it doesn't say anything, but it's running, as you will see in a few seconds. So now, let's do one thing. Let's start training the robot. So for that, the best thing that we can do is to approach the robot to one person and avoid other people on the same image. So let me move the robot again. Let me put it here in a better, in order to move it, yeah, like this, and no, like this. I'm going to start with this big guy, and let's see how it looks from this distance. Okay, still can't see the girl, and I'm going to rotate it a little bit. So this is a little bit tricky, but that's the thing that you have to do with your robot. Okay, great. We have this guy here, and then let's launch the training. How do we launch the training? For launching the training, we communicate with a topic that this client is providing. So let me open a new shell. Yes, I know that we are opening shells and shells. It's a lot of shells. That's the way ROS works. So you have to be used to this. And then in this, let me do a ROS topic list. And here you can see that there is a topic that is called, let me check, FR order. Then this is provided by the F client. And we can send orders, publish orders in this topic in order to make the client communicate with the server and make the server recognize or train or etc. So what we are going to tell to the F order now is that he starts training with faces of this guy here. So how do we do that? Well, by publishing on a topic. And what is the way of publishing on a topic? Then ROS topic, pub, or publication, -1. And then let's say the topic, FR order. Order, yeah. And then the type of the message that we are going to publish there, that is face recognition /FR client goal. Okay, then we have to provide some parameters there that are indicated on the documentation here. So here, if you come here to the documentation, you will see the different commands that you have to send in order to do the training, the recognition, etc., etc. So in this case, we are executing this command here. Okay, and we have to provide this. Number 2 is for training, acquire training images. That is not training yet. Okay, it's acquiring training images, and here we have to provide the name of the person that we are training for. So a 2 here for acquiring images, and let's call him Mike. Yeah. Okay, so if we do this now, then if everything goes okay, then it should appear here a new window that shows the image detected of the people, of Mike. So let me do it. Here we get some information. Here it appear a new image, and then here you see that it's indicating where the face of Mike is being added for recognition. Okay, so in this case, you can, for example, move the robot at that point, for example, forward, so it can get a closer loop of Mike. And then everything will change, and we can see if it's not detecting very well. This is because of the light. Okay, so what we can do is to move the lights. Move the lights. There is a light here. Here, and I can move it down, for example, and then make it better recognition. So let me move it here and then rotate a little bit. So we'll get a lot of light into the people. You see that the system becomes stranger, and now you can see that the image of the face is very well obtained of Mike. Okay, so it's getting images of it. Okay, great. So now let's stop for this, and for stopping, I have to press F4. I have to get a 4, and then none here. So we have to publish a 4 on the same topic with a 4 and with a none. So then it's finished. Okay, great. So now we have acquired some images for Mike. And if you go here to the IDE again, where do we have it here? And we go to the directory of data, you can see that we have some images for Mike. Okay, those are all the images for Mike that have been obtained for the training. Okay, then final part will be to make recognition of this. And wait, let's do something else. Let's add the other guy, for example. So if I select here, okay, let me select this, and okay, something is happening here. Let me see. Let me put it bigger. Yeah, I cannot select for some reason. Now I cannot move the robot. So it's kind of stopped. Okay, so I can move the light. Yes, can move the light. And now, yeah, so now it's working. So it was kind of stuck with the light. Okay, there we have. Now we should see here that it's looking at another guy. Let me put it a little bit backwards so it can get the whole face of this guy that we'll call David, okay? Okay, so there we have David. So let's do the same procedure for David. And then in this case, we have to publish again a number 2, but instead of providing the tag Mike, let's say David. Okay, so let me know if you have any problem, okay, on the chat. So we got this, and then we should see here but it's not appearing here, the image that is it should appear here, the window that shows that it's acquiring some images, but it doesn't. It says request sent. Okay, yeah, oh no, oh sorry, yeah, I know what is happening here. Is because we sent a 4 here. When we sent a 4, in this case, we closed everything. So you can see here that the system closed the face recognition server, and that's why this cannot be communicated to acquire images for David. So let's do one thing. First, close the client, then relaunch everything. So first, I relaunch the face recognition server. There it is. Remember, this error, libtc, is not an error. Don't worry about that. And then let's launch again the client. Great, running. And then let's launch again the publishing of the message that says, hey, please acquire images for David. Okay. Okay, then here it is. And it's acquiring images for David. Yes. Great. So it's acquiring some images. Here is reporting that is acquiring. And at some point in time, what we can do now is to switch from acquiring images. Now we have images for David and for Mike, and then to retrain the database. In order to retrain the database, we have to publish a number 3 in the same topic. So instead of a 2, we change this and we publish a 3. And the label has to be none. Okay, so if we do this, then the system has retrained the whole database for recognizing people, and then now it's ready to recognize the people. Okay, so let me do one thing. I'm going to close this other window here because of the image view, because it's providing nothing and just confusing. So I have closed it, and it's the application that I had here, okay, that you remember that we launched it at the beginning in order to see what the robot was doing. And it takes some time to close, but it will eventually. Now, we have acquired pictures from Mike, acquired pictures from David, and retrained the database with those pictures. Now, let's start recognizing. For that, we launch the same, we write on the same topic, but now we apply the number 1 with the, again, with the label none. When we do this, then the system is starting to recognize. And as you can see, it says David is recognized. Also here on the shell, it's indicating David is recognized with this confidence. Now, if we move the robot, let's move the robot and see if it can recognize the mic. Let me see. So I move it, and then remember that you have to press this button here in order to actualize the position. And there it is. Mic is recognized. Great, with 0.89, 83. And then let's see what happens if we point the robot to the girl. And let's see what happens. So if we point it to her, so let's see if this, here it appears, the image. Mic is recognized. Okay, so this is an error of the label, but it's not recognizing anything, not even the face. I think it's not detecting the face. Let me move it. So a little bit, so closer maybe. It's not getting the image of the girl as a face. Let me put it closer. Okay, something like this. Something like this, but it says confident is less than some amount, is less than 0. So it doesn't recognize the girl. So there you have, we have done a complete recognition system right now in just a few minutes, from training to recognition, and develop many of the problems that you have when you have recognition, that about the lights, about the action servers, about the errors that you have, and many things. So basically, that's it, what I wanted to share with you about how to do a face recognition with ROS and a robot. So if you have any question, I'm here. You can ask the question here on the chat, and I will be happy to answer you. Let me know your questions, guys. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Thank you. Do you have any question? So let me see if you have a question. I'm going to put here the chat. And did you manage to follow the whole process? Did you understand how the process was working? So, okay, Ankur says, how the face recognition work? That's a very good question. That's really out of scope. So basically what it does is to get images of the faces and then extract some parameters of the faces. Those are parameters that define the face. And it depends on the algorithm beneath the face recognition that uses some parameters or others. So then basically, whenever it stores a database for each label, mic, the set of parameters extracted from the images. And then what it does is every time that you make the system recognize, it goes to the parameters and checks what is obtaining on the camera right now for faces, and checks which one of the faces on the database it's closer to what you have to now in front of the cameras. And then it assigns the label. It says, okay, this is closer with this confidence, then I will say. But you can have a lot of information here on the face recognition page. It explains something about the algorithm. It's based on PCA algorithm. And Darius says, great lesson. Thank you, Darius. I have an idea for the next live show. Face followed, where the camera follows you, face based on 2 servers. Yes, that's a very good idea. The thing is that for the next live show, live class, we already have the subject that is about doing state machines with a visual environment. So you don't have to code for behavior that is very complex. You know, those behaviors of the robot. If you go there and then you detect that, then you move like this, then you say something, you look on the right, whatever. So this is a state machine. So what we are going to show on the next class is how to build those state machines without having to code, with a visual state system. And then, have I tested on the real world? That specific face recognition system, not. But others, yes. So we have tested many others face recognitions. Okay, and here Epson Warco says more like feature recognition. Sorry, I don't understand what you mean. So, okay, any other questions? I'm here. We have some minutes left. And before we finished, I would like to tell you that you can learn a lot more about this subject if you go to our academy. That is the Robot Ignite Academy. That's an academy that we have in online, and where we teach. This is the Robot Ignite Academy that you can go at that address, robotigniteacademy.com. And here we have many courses that teach you more in detail using the same procedure. So you have to practice at the same time. And for example, in ROS Perception in 5 days, if you go to the details of this course, you will see that we do basic blobs tracking of objects, follow lines using OpenCV, surface and object recognition, face detection and tracking, face recognition, people tracking also, and also, well, and some projects with the Ivo robot. So it's more in depth of what we are doing, and also using programs. So you will program your nodes in order to make the robot follow a person or detect, not only as we have made here, that is about running some scripts and things, but you will have to program it using Python. This is for the Robot Ignite Academy. And then I would like to tell you that we have many more other courses for manipulation, autonomous vehicles, OpenAI, and ROS Control Industrials. And we have a discount coupon of the 15% for all the attendance to this webinar. So beneath this webinar, this video, you will find the coupon that is valid until the next webinar. So you can use it if you want, and it will discount you a lot of money, 15%, if you use it before the next webinar, okay? You can find it beneath the video. And what else? Also, what I would like to share with you is that we have launched the ROS Developers Conference. That is an online conference for ROS developers worldwide. And you can visit our page, that is rosdevcon.com. You can find the address beneath the video also. And here you will find all the details. It's an online conference, so it means that you don't have to travel. And we expect to have up to 500 people attending, and then there will be 8 industry top developers that will give some speeches like we have done just right now. And you will be, all of you, you will be practicing what they are teaching. It's a 2 days conference that has 4 speeches per each day. And we have tried to make the time schedule that is nice. It's on the weekend, so anybody can attend without having to travel. So if you want to participate, then just visit our page of the conference. We are also calling for tutorials. So in case that you would like to speak on this conference, that's also allowed. Submit. And here you have the details for that. In case that you want to subscribe, it's for the conference, it's a small fee only. And we will provide the ROS Developer Guide to all the attendants to the conference. So let me see if you have any other question. And if not, we are going to finish here. And then here we have a couple of questions. It's from Ankur. It says, it is a little bit lagging in the ROS Studio. Will it be better to set up ROS environment in my Ubuntu desktop, or this ROS Development Studio will be better? Okay, so it depends. It depends on what you want. You can set up everything in your computer, in your desktop. That's very nice. That's very good. But you have to do a lot of work. Then about the lagging in the environment, it depends on many things, probably in your internet connection. And also, we are also improving the speed of all the systems. So the thing is that in our system, you have very easy. So you just launch the simulations with a click. You have everything installed. You don't have to take into account installations, updates, whatever. So it's for you to judge, okay? For us, for the whole team of the construct, we do develop on using only the ROS Development Studio. It's a lot easier. And when you get used to it, I mean, it's no way back because it's too much. You can use any computer also. You don't have to have your own computer in order to keep developing. Another question, Epson Warco says, hello, Ricardo. Previously, we used to get notifications for coming live sessions days before the actual day. Can you please reinstate it? Yes, that is right. That is our mistake. And it's not going to happen anymore. So you will get these notifications again. This is due to the error that we had last week. We had a technical problem last week, and we couldn't do the live show. Then everything collapsed in this sense. But don't worry, I'm going to take a special care to send you the reminder of the live session. Final question by Ankur Bhatia says, how can we actually simulate our own made simple Raspberry Pi robot with Pi camera with the ROS software? I don't have the robot which is presented in the simulation section. Yes, that's right. Then you have to simulate your robot. For that, you have to follow a tutorial about how to simulate a robot. What I would recommend you is to visit one of the tutorials that is at present. It's a ROS project that we are doing. And let me see if I can just provide you the link right now, because it's a tutorial about how to develop your own robot with a two-wheel robot. So it's called, yes, I can see it here. It's called Exploring ROS with a Two-Wheel Robot. So this is the project, and let me give you the part number one. So you have here, and let me share with all of you the address of this project that is quite interesting because it starts from the beginning, assuming no knowledge of how to do the simulation. So I'm going to put it here. Yeah. Okay. So there is a problem here, but don't worry. There is a problem on the chat because I have been logged with another user. So don't worry. I'm going to put it beneath the video, okay? So you can find this ROS project for simple wheel robots, and you can use that for your robot. So thank you very much. We had to finish here today, already 1 hour of the class. And remember, next week, another live class about how to build state machines for creating behaviors of the robot using graphical tools. And if you like this kind of videos, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell to be notified when we publish new videos. We are publishing one new video every day, so it's quite interesting. And now, see you tomorrow. Despacito.